What's up, guys? It's CJ here. I'm back for round one, and today we're going to talk about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, the bull Aaron Rodgers, and his COVID controversy this week. So, without further ado, let's start the clock. So, Aaron Rodgers of the Green Bay Packers basically has been lying all season about being vaccinated. The team has known about it. And he basically tried to weasel his way out when he was asked by the media earlier this season. He said he's been immunized, but now in a completely ludicrously stupid interview he did with Pat McAfee, a show I actually kind of enjoy, but I'll get into the issues with the interview, more of the issues in the interview in a second. But he basically has just been lying all season because he has been too soft skinned to take the criticism. And my issue with this is Kyrie was crucified in the media, the selfish black man. Even though he was completely honest about why he didn't want to take the vaccine, he was completely accepting of his own consequences and completely accountable and followed all the COVID protocols, was transparent with the team and the league and all of those things, but was still called selfish and this, that, and the other. Aaron Rodgers was actually lying completely to people's faces because he wasn't man enough to just take the criticism. So I just want to see a little bit of that same energy for Aaron Rodgers. And also, getting back to the Pat McAfee interview, Aaron Rodgers gave some of the dumbest responses I've ever heard. And I wanted to, hear him out, hear his responses. Same with Kyrie. I don't normally agree with Kyrie, but I was one of the people that defended him because I just think he got an unfair shake in the media for his stance. And he was really transparent and honest about it. Aaron Rodgers was not transparent and honest. And then his reasoning for not wanting to get the vaccine were really goofy and ridiculous. The man said he's taking his medical advice from Joe Rogan. I enjoy the Joe Rogan podcast, but I'm not taking my medical advice from Joe Rogan, a UFC cage fighting announcer. That's not really when you have access to all the doctors and scientists and knowledge in the world. And some of his reasonings was really terrible. He talked about the Johnson and Johnson vaccine and the short recall they had with it, but those blood clots were all women within a small age group out of the billions of shots. So I mean, he just gave lots of anti-vax ish answers, even though he claims not to be anti-vax. But he really didn't give a good answer on why he didn't want the vax, other than he's gone down some rabbit holes and he just didn't want the criticism. So I don't care about anyone in their autonomy, their bodily autonomy, and all that crap they're talking about. But I just want to see him catch the same energy that Kyrie got, because I heard Kyrie called all types of things, even though he was honest and upfront, and he talked to his fans honestly and candidly about his stance and his in his issues with the vaccine. So just give me some of that same energy for Aaron Rodgers, because that was really a coward's move, and he's lost a lot of respect across the league, and I'm sure in that locker room. Guys, it's CJ. I'm here for round one, and this is a request. We just got done with Speak the Truth. And today we're going to talk about Winsome Sears. We have a black woman is the lieutenant governor of Virginia, just won these elections. I'm going to be breaking down these elections, but let's just talk about Winsome Sears. Let's talk about this black woman, the first black woman lieutenant governor in Virginia. What do I think about this? I've been asked by numerous people. I've just had a fiery exchange on air about this. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about Winsome Sears, the Republican candidate that just won lieutenant governor. Let's start that clock, because oh boy. All right, Winsome Sears. So what I just got done talking about on the Speak the Truth show is basically how the Republican Party uses tools and how they have a clear brand, and how that's in a way is more respectable than the Democratic Party. We'll get to that in the next segment. But the Republicans have been pretty consistent of their brand of being pro-Confederate statues and flags, and being against policies that help black people or minorities or poor people. Very, very consistent legislative-wise. So the question that I pose is, do you think the Republican Party, especially in the South, is going to promote a candidate that has the best interests of black people in mind? And while you mull on that, I had to have plenty of debates on this, because my first thing is, sure, let me see what their policies are, because I see a lot of people look at her credentials, look at what school she went to, look at her military background. I don't care. I don't care about any of that. I care about their policies and what they stand for. They could be a green midget truck driver. If they are for Medicare for all and a living wage, I'm going to check them out. I'm going to take them seriously. So Winsome Sears, when I saw the picture circulating with her with the AR-15, that pretty much showed me everything that I need to know. And let me tell you why. Because Republican politics is all culture war bullshit. That's all it is today. That's why critical race theory is their main issue, and it's an invented issue. They don't teach it through K through 12. But why is that their main issue? Because they run on nothing that will improve your lives. So when you go to Winsome Sears' policy page, or if you look at her actual record or the money she takes from Dominion or the money she takes from anti-abortion groups and her stances on things and her solutions to things policy-wise, they're normal, typical Republican trickle-down garbage. That's all it is. And just because she's a black woman, it doesn't change that. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care that she's a black woman. I just don't care. I care about what she's going to do when she's in office. And giving the police more money, being anti-abortion, being for charter schools, and being for all these tax breaks for the rich that are supposed to trickle down, that's just BS policy. And I think we need to stop falling for it. That's it. That's it. It's not even about the R next to her name. The R just makes it very clear that she is not going to be for anything against that party, because that party is super unified. That party is super on message all the time. And they're not going to promote anyone that is off message. There are progressive rebel Democrats, and that's bought and corrupt party too. But there are no rebel Republicans. There are no progressive Republicans. There just aren't. They all fall in line. So that's why I'm much less interested in even wasting my time looking up the policy credentials of someone running in that party, because I know in that party, you can't run in that party if you're running on anything that would help regular people. So let's stop falling for it. What's up, guys? CJ here. Time for another round one. We're still talking about the Virginia governor's race and just the elections in general, and how the Democrats have basically they folded in just about every possible way. They folded like wet blankets. And let's talk about it. Let's talk about what went wrong for the Democrats, how Terry McAuliffe really fumbled the bag, because this is exactly what happened. So without further ado, let's start the clock. So corporate Democrat with the charisma of a bag of rocks, Terry McAuliffe, lost his race to the Republican Yorkin, whatever his name is, don't care. But it's more of an indictment on the Democratic Party, because the Democratic candidate in Virginia ran an anti-Trump campaign against a Republican candidate that was distancing himself from Donald Trump. So he's running against the ghost of Donald Trump while offering no solutions to anyone's lives, losing a debate about critical race theory that is really just a dumb debate that you got trapped into because it's not even a real issue. So the Democrats put up the worst candidate ever again, and that candidate loses, and he offers nothing. And then they wonder why they can't get people to the polls, particularly young and black people. And every news article in the past 3 weeks, 4 weeks, has been about Democrats fumbling their own bill, about taking out every popular provision that people want because their lobbyists demanded it, because their politicians are corrupt, Sinema, Manchin, a bunch of the party leaders, including Biden and Pelosi, because there's no way that 48 senators, the vice president, the president, the speaker of the House, can't move 2 senators. It's no way. If you believe that, then you believe in the tooth fairy and Santa Claus, that the president of the United States has no power to pressure 2 senators to block his entire agenda if he really believed in that agenda. So now Biden is going to pass down a corporate, watered down version that takes out all the things that he promised but doesn't really believe in and won't fight for. And that's what he's going to try to celebrate, which is woefully inadequate, which regular people are going to see through, and they know that it's materially not going to help their lives. So why would they go vote for you in 2022, dog, or in 2024? The Republicans, as I said before on the show, on Speak the Truth, you might not like their brand, but they're on brand, and their voters know what they stand for, and they give those voters what they want. You say their voters are racist? Well, they give them some racism. They give them some critical race theory red bait. They give them dog whistle issues and culture war issues, and they don't promise to help you. You don't see any Republican running on healthcare or raising your wage or protecting the environment. They don't even pretend to care about that stuff. So when the Democrats promise that stuff and then never do it when they get in power, when they have the chance to, then it's really going to depress your voter turnout. And it's going to be a disaster and a bloodbath, as every progressive told you. And now the mainstream media is saying, oh, the Democrats lost because they tried to do too much. They haven't done anything, and they still won't do anything. So that's the issue. The issue is they're taking out things that are 80%, 90% popular with the American public out of their bill. And then they're wondering, oh, why won't people vote for us? Because you're not helping them. So the Republicans, they're giving their base something. The Democrats, they have no message. There's no brand. There's no soul. And they're being exposed for being just as bought and paid for as the Republican Party.